All right, let's get right into it. If you want to be a great storyteller, you can forget all the complicated theories and fancy words for a second. Today, we're going to talk about the one skill that truly matters. It's the engine behind every great talk, every great email, every great piece of communication, period. And you know what? Instead of just telling you what this skill is, I'm just going to show you. Ready? Look at that sentence right there. No one had ever tried to kill me before. Just let that sit with you for a moment. Okay, what just happened inside your head, right? A bunch of questions probably just fired off, like who tried to kill him and why? Did he get away? What happened a second before that? That feeling, that sudden curiosity, that's the skill. That little jolt you just felt, that immediate need to find out what happens next, that is the single most valuable skill you can have. It's the ability to not just get, but to hold someone's attention. So how do we actually do that? How do you create that feeling on purpose? Well, let's break down why some things grab us, while most attempts at telling a story are, well, they're just noise. You know, the biggest mistake pretty much everyone makes is thinking that a story is just a list of things that happened. They say something like, so I woke up, then I brushed my teeth, and then I went downstairs. That's not a story. That's a security camera log, and it's boring because who cares? But here's the thing, the fix is unbelievably simple. The difference between that boring list and a story that actually hooks you is one thing, emotion. You just have to make the audience feel something. And curiosity, my friends, is a really, really powerful emotion. And there's a name for this technique, this almost surgical way to create curiosity whenever you want. It's called an open loop. And honestly, it's the secret weapon of every single great storyteller out there. So what is an open loop? It's exactly what we just experienced. You introduce an idea, but you leave out a really important piece of information. This creates a gap, right? A question in the listener's mind. And our brains are just wired to hate those gaps. We have this deep, nagging need to fill in the missing piece, to close the loop. And the method is as easy as 1, 2, 3. First, you start with a hook that makes people wonder, wait, what? You've just opened the loop. Second, and this is important, you make them wait for the answer. And third, the whole rest of your story is just the journey of answering that first question, of finally closing that loop. Okay, let's make this crystal clear. Nothing shows the power of this like a direct side-by-side comparison. So on the left, you've got the standard, I woke up this morning, total snooze fest, right? It doesn't create any questions, it's just a fact. But on the right, bam, no one had ever tried to kill me before. Instant questions. The difference is just, it's everything. And that's the whole magic trick right there. The only difference is that one of those sentences forces your brain to ask a question and the other one doesn't. One opens a loop, the other one doesn't. That's it. That is the entire secret. So now you know the secret, right? You get the what and the why. Let's talk about how you can start using this like right now. Because this isn't just for, famous authors or movie directors. Think about the subject line of your next email. Think about the first 30 seconds of a presentation at work. This is how you make your message stick. It turns people who are just passively listening into active participants who are trying to solve a puzzle that you created for them. Look, if you only take one single thing away from all this, please let it be this. Stop starting your stories at the beginning. Don't start with the boring background stuff. Start with the most interesting part. Start your story by opening a loop. So I'll just leave you with this challenge. Think about the next important email you have to write or the next time you're telling a story to a friend. What's that one sentence you can start with? What's the first sentence of your next great story that's going to make someone lean in and absolutely need to know what happens next?